I'm Tribby Bibby, and today I wibby tibby a bibby sibby, vibby sibby. You nibby a sibby? Can't keep a straight face. No, but I am going to be talking about something very small, very stupid, and something that I've not really heard anybody talk about before. So let's cut back to the grand old year of 2005. Revenge of the Sith has just come out. Justice League Unlimited is still on TV. The Iraq War is just getting interesting. And I'm running out of things to list. And to top it off, How I Met Your Mother has just had its first season. And it is a smash hit. But you couldn't give less of a shit because it's not Justice League Unlimited. I mean, seriously, if you've not seen it, it's part of the DCAU and it's amazing. You gotta go watch it. Now skip ahead to the summer of 2015. And your parents have just bought Netflix. And it's a little late to the game, but you're just glad that they bought it. And you've already watched all of Arrow, and Supernatural, and Bones, and Daredevil, the greatest show of all time. Seriously, you need to go watch it if you haven't. It's not on Netflix anymore, it's on Disney+, but it's still amazing, and you have to see it. And you get recommended a show that you've honestly only really seen a few reruns of. And that show was How I Met Your Mother. And you genuinely love every moment of it. From Barney's dumb alpha male behavior, to Robin's several failed relationships that end in a crumbling mess, to Ted's dumb misadventures that are all his fault, to Marshall and Lily's relationship that has genuinely interesting up and downs that everybody in a long committed relationship can relate to. One of my favorite scenes of all time was when Marshall shows Ted the engagement ring that Lily left him after they broke off their engagement. That shit actually made me sad. And anytime that summer, because you're in high school, you spend all of your free time that you don't spend with your friends just watching this show. And no matter how many times you try to convince the people around you to watch it so that you can vent about the finale, why the fuck did they kill the mother? I get that it was so that Ted could end up with Robin, but that's stupid. Why didn't they just make Robin the mother? I know I'm not the first person to say this, but seriously, what the fuck? So anyway, your life moves on. It's 7 years later in the year 2022, and YouTube Shorts are now a thing, which I don't want them what they are, so let's get past that. And because you watch a lot of sitcoms and you like to watch clips from them, your recommended is filled with How I Met Your Mother clips, and you start to really realize something. Ted Mosby's kind of an asshole. So I want to start off by saying that Ted isn't actually the worst of all the characters in terms of being a dick. That spot is actually reserved for a guy named Barney Stinson.
No, baby, don't worry. The flashing green light means it's off.
It's funny because lying to women? But regardless of Barney's irresponsible, gross, and even illegal behavior, Ted is still one of TV's biggest douches. Which I'm saying that out loud for the first time, and that is such a funny phrase. One of TV's biggest douches. Buy it now for $17.99. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, if he's such a bad guy, why don't you back it up with some facts, Mr. Big Shot? I'm going to. That's what the video's for. Get off my back! So the first example that I'm going to show you is only pretty dickish, but I really want you to put yourselves in the shoes of the person that he screws over. So all the way back in season 1, Ted decides that he's ready to find the person for the rest of his life. That one person that you just want to spend the rest of your life with. And he decides that he's gonna go and try to date women from his past that he may have looked over. And he comes to that conclusion for the dumbest reason. I shit you not. He comes to that conclusion because he likes a shirt he didn't used to like.
I've had this shirt for like 6 years. Until this morning I wasn't into it at all. But now, it's like my tastes have changed.
And likes bourbon now.
To like bourbon now. I could have sworn I hated bourbon. What if there's someone from my past who I thought was wrong for me at the time, when in fact she, like this shirt, is actually a perfect fit?
What? What? So while thinking of women that he's dated before, he thinks about this girl Natalie that he used to date all the way back before the show even started. And so he decides to call Natalie and gets hung up on immediately. Now you may be asking yourself, why did she hang up on him immediately? Well, apparently when they first dated, Ted broke up with her because he wasn't ready for a relationship. And so when he broke up with her, instead of doing the responsible thing, he left her a voicemail on her answering machine on her birthday in front of a bunch of people who heard the answering machine message before she even got a chance to, and they had to break it to her, which has got to be one of the most awkward things these people have ever done. Can you imagine having to do that? Hey, happy birthday. By the way, your relationship's over. Great present, right? Now you may be thinking, well, that's not really that bad. It's kind of shitty, but it's not like, let's lock this fucker up and 3-point away the key into Mount Doom shitty. Well, so he decides to go and knock on her door to see if she'll answer in person, which, by the way, don't do that. If someone hangs up on you, end of conversation. Don't try again. Don't go to their house. That's weird. Trust me, I know it's weird. So he knocks on her door and she immediately slams it in his face. I don't even think she opens it, actually. I can't really remember, but he gets rejected is the point. And so to get her to open the door, he decides to trick her. And so he leaves a sock monkey in front of her door because he remembers she likes sock monkeys and pretends to walk away. And when she opens the door, he jump scares her and freaks her out, basically forcing her to keep the door open. So after somehow convincing this woman to go out with him again, it's apparently going pretty well. Until now, when Ted decides that he still doesn't think that this relationship is going to work. Not because he's not ready for one, but because she's just not the one. He doesn't really explain why, and yeah, you can just kind of get that feeling sometimes in real life, I guess, but I still feel like you owe someone an explanation. And Lily responds to this the only way that you would expect her to.
Why couldn't you leave that poor girl alone? I know.
Why couldn't you just leave the poor woman alone? If it didn't work once, it's probably not gonna work again. So leave her alone. So Ted decides that he's actually gonna break up with Natalie again. But he forgets one small itty bitty detail. He decides to do it on her birthday again, in front of a bunch of people again. But this time, in person, so it's even more humiliating. Which, by the way, quick tangent here, don't ever do this. Unless the person that you're with is knowingly violent, don't do it in front of a bunch of people. And to have a crowd watching you as you break some of the saddest news you ever have to somebody is not fun. Trust me, it's happened to me before. It's not fun. So when he actually does break up with her, it goes like this.
What's going on is you broke my heart over my answering machine on my birthday. Waited 3 years for me to get over you. Tracked me down, begged me to go out with you again, only so you could dump me 3 weeks later again on my birthday. Oh my God. Are you alright? What happened to you? Told the truth. Turns out the truth has a mean roundhouse kick.
Now, obviously, when somebody's breaking up with you, that doesn't give you the right to curb stomp their chest in and hammer fist their face into a bowl of creamy tomato Campbell's soup. And I can't say that I endorse what she did, but I get it. Because it's just like Lily said, why can't you just leave the poor girl alone?